Oh. Hello. Tadaima. Oh, that's it. Okay, no conversation, no nothing. We just which done. Yeah. You didn't lie. You're not going alone. The park is dark and deserted. My flimsy excuse aimed at no one in particular disappears into the night. No, it's nothing. Yeah. Besides, as far as promises go, I made a promise to Arkwood first. Yeah, and I'd be more scared of her doing something about you breaking the promise than I would CL. Arkwood's a bit more scary in that regard. Especially given that she's kind of unstable now. I silently make a sincere apology to CL. My only defense is to argue that these are two separate matters. Yeah. That sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, but okay. Probably. Arkwood's telling me to take my glasses off and walk around town. I get nauseous when I take my glasses off, even when there's no one around. So it'll be all the worse in the crowded city center. But all I can say in response to that face is leave it to me. Oh, this will surely go well. Okay. Yeah, whatever you say. Yep, not gonna go against scary vampire woman. At Arkwood's command, we march towards the bustling downtown area. I feel a strange surge in motivation as I resolve to take off my glasses. First up is the shopping district. We need to find and eliminate as many vampires as we can. But in spite of my eagerness, we come up empty-handed. We go from the shopping district to the back alleys to the office district, then all the way to an abandoned factory without finding a single vampire. Everyone must be on high alert after hearing about Roa's death. Afraid of Arkwood, they're holed up in their rooms, wherever those might be. We won't be able to find them like this. But they can't stay hidden forever. If they don't eat, they'll turn back into corpses. One way or another, they'll have to take a risk if they want to survive. Will they come out of hiding first, or will we let up on the hunt first? This waiting game will likely continue for some time. It's kind of anticlimactic, but it's better than there being more victims. Yeah, I guess. And more than anything, this means I get to spend more time walking around town with Arkwood. Yeah, not a bad deal. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. I sit down on a bench and wait for my lingering headache to pass. The night air is cold. It feels like every breath I take freezes the toxins that are making my head pound. My dizziness and nausea slowly start to subside. Yeah, doing nothing can be its own sort of pleasure, I suppose. Yeah, what a What a lovely way to thank them. Huh. Despite that disturbing declaration, Arkwood's in a good mood. She's spinning around in circles in front of me as I rest on the bench. What's up with her? She's like a kid who just stepped outside for the first time in her life. Or a prisoner who's finally gotten a taste of freedom after being locked away for years. Well, I'm not wrong. Well, my mouth spouts off a sarcastic remark. My eyes can't help but follow Arkwood's form. I guess I can't deny it any longer. I care deeply for Ciel, but I am completely smitten by Arkwood. Just as I feel drawn to Ciel, I feel drawn to her. I was obligated at first because I had killed her, but that excuse no longer applies. What a fool I am. Although I want to be useful to Ciel, I'm infatuated with her mortal enemy, a vampire. There must be something wrong with me. Logically, I know that I should keep my distance from Arkwood, but this primal urge pulls me towards her otherworldly beauty. That's a lovely image to bring up. Once, I even went so far as to give in to my lust and ruthlessly committed an unforgivable act. I shake my head to clear away the lingering images. The nausea's back, but that made me feel like myself again. It reminded me that I'm not worthy of spending time with Arkwood like this. Not sure the hell hope not.
風邪？免疫機能の低下による発熱のこと？そんなの引いてないの？
Yeah, that's a silly talk.
ねえ、どうしてそんなことを聞くの？
No reason.
もしかして私のことを心配してくれてる？
Yeah, that's it. Arkwood bends over to look me in the eye.
別にそんなんじゃない。俺がやっちまった傷がちゃんと治ってるのか気になっただけだ。
She's so close, I feel drunk on her scent. I look away, self-conscious about lying to her.
式につけられた傷はそう簡単には完治しないわ。
Yeah.
昨日のはそれとは別。多分身体機能を変えていたからじゃない？戦う時以外はあなたに合わせて人間寄りにしているから。
Oh. Is it? Could this be her trying to... Because if she changes her body to be more human, maybe that would help in suppressing her vampiric impulse that she's slowly losing control of, maybe?
はあ？人間寄りってなんで？
さあ、なんででしょう。
Yeah, I wonder why, Shiki. Arkwood giggles as she skips away from me. She looks like a butterfly fluttering about.
ま、風邪のはずがないんだよな。
Nope.
吸血鬼は風邪をひかないって先輩も言ってたし。
Becoming more human sounds a bit pointless to me, if not outright dangerous. But as long as she's making a steady recovery, I'm happy. Feeling relieved, I lift my face up to see...
先輩ってあの女のこと？
maybe? Arkwood standing even closer to me than she was before, glaring into my soul.
なんだよいきなり。あの女って誰さ？
とぼけないで。あの女はあの女よ。ブローブと戦っていたあいつ。
いや。
やっぱり昼間はあいつにまとわりつかれてるのね。
I mean, we've kind of known her longer than you, so.
いや、そんなことは。
I'm the one clinging to CL, but telling Arkwood that would spell certain doom.
まあ、吸血鬼のことを教えてくれたのは先輩だけど。いいじゃないか。先輩もお前もやってることは同じなんだから。ロアは倒したんだし、もう敵対する理由はないんだ。
Shiki, it's complicated, man.
理由はなくても相入れないの、私たちは。いい？神祖であろうと使徒であろうと、吸血鬼にとって代行者は敵なの。前にも話したでしょ？あいつらがどれだけ陰湿な奴らかって。もう忘れちゃったの？シキのバカ！
覚えてる。ちゃんと覚えてます。確か。
She explained all this to me at the hotel. An organization formed for the sole purpose of exterminating vampires. Hunters of heretics who execute the Lord's teachings in his holy name. The executors of the Holy Church, CL's true allegiance. The main reason dead apostles operate in secret is because they're afraid of being discovered by them.
吸血鬼の天敵だろ。夜の巡回だってもともとは先輩の仕事なんだろうし。
Yeah.
となると、お前はなんだ？吸血鬼界の裏切り者か？
Not quite. In fact, she's doing the job she was given.
それを言うなら、私は吸血鬼にとっての天罰よ。まあいいわ。代行者なんて虫みたいなものだし、連中がどんなに出てきても関係ない。でもあいつだけは別。
This has seriously gotten under Arkwood's skin. She can't even stand to say CL's name. I give up. I knew they didn't get along, but I had no idea it was this bad.
それで、あなたはどうなの？シキ。あいつをどう思っているのかってこと。
We may or may not,
私、シキのことは何だっていいんだけど、あいつだけはダメ。あなたの気持ちがあいつに向くだけで許せない。
Well, this is a problem, then, isn't it? Those crimson eyes begin to flare. Hold up. She looks like she's seriously ready to kill someone.
許せないってなんだよ。先輩は俺の学校の先輩だ。いつも世話になってるし、グローブの時だって助けてくれた。
What?
アルクエイドだって先輩と一度話せば仲良く。
No.
絶対にならない。私はあいつが嫌いだし、あいつも私を殺したがってるし。
You know, he might understand if you, like, talked to him, you know?
シキは騙
You
され
know,
ている
maybe
だけよ。
told him what's up.
埋葬機関の人間はみんな好戦的で、隙あらば襲いかかってくるんだから。だいたいあなたは初めからあいつの正体を知っていたの？どうせいつも通り一般人のふりをしてあなたをからかっていたんじゃない？
That's gonna sow some doubt into Shiki's head. Because she did hide her identity and toy with him. That's true. CL did hide her identity from me. But she had her reasons. The only way she can protect people is by keeping the existence of vampires a secret. Since vampires disguise themselves as humans, revealing her identity would alert them of the executor's presence. Besides, CL is still CL. Knowing the truth hasn't changed that. Having lunch with her, laughing about pointless nonsense with Arihiko, spending time together in this tea ceremony room. It was all so much fun. If such a thing were possible, I might have been better off never knowing CL's identity.
そう。
Yeah, but then she would up and disappear one day and you wouldn't know why.
シキ。あなた、あの女と私、どっちの味方？
There's no winning here, Shiki. there's no winning. Her tone is openly hostile. It seems that CL is an enemy that Arkwood will never embrace. That's why she's glaring at me so fiercely. Anyone who sides with her enemy, even Tonoshiki himself, is her enemy too.
そんなことは絶対にないと思うけど、あの女に関わるのはやめて。万が一にも仲良くなんてなってたら、殺すか。
アルクエイド。
I mean, so long as the two of you aren't fighting, right? Why is there a side to be had? The words get stuck in my throat. Oh shit! Oh no! Fuck. I don't know. I feel like if I go with 2, right, that has to just be an immediate dead end. Right? Surely? But it could also just be a ploy, and it could be... I don't know. I really don't. You know what? It's CL's route. I'm gonna go with the CL option, and if it ends up being a dead end, it's a dead end. That's just how it is. No matter what, I can't think of CL as an enemy.
先輩は大切な人だ。
Maybe Arkwood will will appreciate the honesty.
味方とか敵とかそういう割り振りはできない。
Maybe.
何よ、それじゃあ私はどういう割り振りなの？
お前は放っておけないやつっていうか。
Unable to say what I mean, I awkwardly scratched the back of my neck. Even tonight, I withstood the pain of going without glasses just so I could walk around town with Arkwood. I don't know why, but just being with this woman makes me feel like my sins and fears are all erased. So much so that I have to consciously force myself not to wrap my arms around her right here and now. In other words, I just... I want her.
あ、いや、それは。
This is bad. This is really bad. It's unfair, really. Arkwood is just charming me with her overwhelming beauty. That's gotta be it.
ああ、もういいだろ。なんだってそんなことを聞くんだ、お前は。
そんなの私にわかるわけないでしょ。
Okay, it doesn't look like it's gonna be a bad end. Okay, that's good. That's good.
もういい、私帰る。また明日ね、シキ。
Yep, wait, will do. See ya. I lose my cool and yell at her, only to have her yell at me right back.
帰るっていきなりか。
Yeah.
というか、明日もここで待ち合わせでいいんだな。
当たり前です。もし破ったらシキの家に押しかけてやるから。
Okay, fair enough. Bye. Arkwood leaps away in a flash after taking a horrifying parting shot. Hey, you better be here tomorrow. Otherwise, things will get awkward.
何なんだよ一体。
She's mad at me, but we're still on for tomorrow. This flip-flopping is driving me crazy. Yeah.
今ので怒るって
Yeah, women be like that.
あいつ
Uh-huh. It might be reasonable to assume that Arkwood likes me in her own way. Yeah. Yeah. I'd feel the same way if a friend of mine were close with someone I didn't like.
あいつ人間なんてどうでもいいって言ってた。
Oh, but you're not just any human, Shiki. You're someone who killed her. You made her feel something. She claims to be a vampire, but what is she thinking? Not that I know what vampires think about in the first place.
帰るか。そろそろ0時だしな。
Yeah. With a sigh, I head out from the park. I still have my strength, yet my steps feel strangely heavy. Oh, this relationship will surely continue going well, right? Oh. Oh. I was not expecting this. The iron rod is raised high and swung down in one fluid motion. At its end is a blade over 50 centimeters long. It has seen many years of use, and its once keen edge remains permanently blunt. Weighing in at 1 metric ton, gravity is all it takes to propel it downward. That's a big weapon. 50 centimeters, a metric, okay. The dull blade crushes the skull of its panic-stricken prey with its immense weight. Or Ciel's blade isn't that big, right? Plus it wouldn't be dull. And I doubt Arkwood would use something like this. It could be Nero, maybe? But Nero didn't use weapons in the original, so why would he start now? Oh, we'll see. The force with which it turns bone to powder is something to behold.
何？
A natural response. The sight is enough to horrify anyone. Okay, so someone's clearing out the vampire nest. They cannot comprehend what's happening. They cannot comprehend what has just happened. This is a safe zone. This area is supposed to be free of danger. But this town is no longer safe for vampires. The true ancestor princess and the executors have seen to that. With both on the prowl, they're steadily running out of places to run. Faced with their imminent doom, the vampires were offered a deal. If they met certain conditions, they would be allowed to escape. So with their guards let down, they gathered here to accept the offer. Whose offer?
あれ？みんな反応悪いんじゃない？
Oh. Yeah, why would they trust the executors?
ここは雲の子みたいに逃げ回るところでしょ？
So Noel and I assume Mario sent out an ultimatum. Or a deal. And the dead apostles thought that it wasn't a trap? What? How dumb are these dead apostles? What did you think was gonna happen? The executors' whole purpose is to annihilate you. Bruh. Oh, you know, 50 Cent. Yeah, no, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that makes sense for Noel's halberd. Yeah. A massive weapon in hand, the woman in nun's clothing tilts her head confusedly. She sees 13 faces around her. Each one belongs to a pathetic fugitive vampire come to beg for their life.
14人もいるから広い場所にしてあげたのに。これじゃあちょっと拍子抜けかな。
The nun sighs, hanging her head in disappointment. The turnout is decent for a story she made up on the fly. This would never happen back in her home country. Even given a month to drum up anticipation, only 2 or 3 at most would take the bait. But there are as many as 14 here. The layout of the city coupled with how gullible people are in this country made it laughably easy.
おっと、今1匹潰れたからあと13匹よね。
Yeah, you did.
弦が悪いからもう1匹潰しておこっか。
Who wants it? She swings her 2-meter-long murder weapon. The halberd meets no resistance as it sinks into the head of its next victim, splattering it like a rotting pumpkin. Yeah, y'all better run! Human-like shrieks of despair fill the air. The men and women gathered here are mostly in their early 20s. None of them had even seen the face of their blood-soaked companion, but they've all received the message. Yeah, no, I guess to be fair... nah, they were dumb. The nun slowly steps forward, savoring every second of the spectacle.
あらあら、危機感のないいい子ちゃんばかりなのに、こういう時の反応はどこの国でも一緒なのね。真夜中の台所に集まったネズミみたい。電気がついた途端、我先にと逃げ出すんだけど。
Do you though?
ほら、かわいそう。
Do you feel bad for
こ
him?
んな風にネズミ捕りに捕まって、
Well, I guess she said
あっさり踏み
almost,
潰されちゃう
so... No, she doesn't. Blood sprays into the air for the 3rd time this night. The menacing blade sets its sights on a nearby mark and comes swinging down on top of their head. This time the impact is devastating. There's nothing left of the skull as it bursts open. The blade runs through the victim's neck to the center of their torso.
はーい、注目。これからお姉さんが害獣駆除をするわけだけど、変な勘違いされるとイラッとくるので、あらかじめ説明しておきますね。
Explain away.
まずはこの大部屋。結界を張ったので、あなたたちは絶対に逃げられません。窓から出ると溶けるから注意してね。次に私、何があろうと一匹も見逃さないので、私に命乞いをしても意味はありません。
Yeah, they probably got that message already.
最後にあなたたち、助けを呼ぶ自由だけはあるので、助かりたかったら私にではなく神様にお祈りしてください。
I don't know if he'll listen to vampires, but it's worth a shot, I guess.
本当に神様がいて、あなたたちにそれだけの価値があるのなら、奇跡が起きて逃げられるよう世界は作られているはずです。
Yeah, that's probably not happening. The holy woman removes her halberd from her last victim, now nothing more than a pile of flesh. And thus the panic that's taken hold of the captives reaches its peak. They run in all directions, trying to get away from the nun, but their legs are like lead. This place has already been warded against vampires. The ward has no effect on humans, but for low-ranking dead apostles, it feels like being trapped at the bottom of the ocean. Unable to run, their bodies grow slower by the second.
なんで指定額は用意しただろう。なんで逆に殺されるんだよ。
Again, did Roa, like, not explain anything to you about what... Do I even want to? You know, I can kind of picture what might be happening there.
嘘ですよね先生。助けてくれるって。僕だけは助けてくれるって言ったじゃないですか。いい子にしていれば見逃してくれるって。
So one of the students was turned? I guess it's one of the ones from Vlov, huh? Is my guess. Because it's one of the ones maybe took the who went for that job that was rumored. And the nun's smile doesn't waver. She raises her halberd, its blade dripping with blood, and brings it down on the skull of her next prey. Her breathing grows ragged. It's as if she's excited by the scream extracted by that blow.
早くドア開けなさいよ。殺されるじゃない。もうつつがもたもたしてんじゃねえよ。あんな女外にさえ出れば簡単に。
Can you though?
無理です。ドアに触ると指が溶けて。肘まで崩れちゃう。私溶けちゃってます。
やめて。助けて神様。助けて。
Damn, they really decided to show off the ruthlessness of the executors in the remake, huh? Oh.
祈ってたのにちゃんと神様に手を合わせて祈ってたじゃねえか。この人殺し、てめえのどこがシスターだ。
You know, it's a good question. The nun sinks her blade into the back of the defenseless young man. Eyes bloodshot, she stops just short of cutting out his spasming spine.
君、今妙なこと口走らなかった？
What? He prayed to God?
人殺し？
that part, yeah.
あんたたちみたいな害獣を殺すことが人殺し？今まで散々人間を食い物にしてきた。
She
自
made,
分のことを
you know,
人間と思ってたの？
she's making a fair point. She's damn, she was extra ruthless with him. Jesus, she's going and going. Noel. Jesus. His screams utterly fill the room. The 5 remaining captives can do nothing but tremble as the horrific scene unfolds before them. The nun drops her weapon, then meticulously, relentlessly begins to torture her fallen prey. First, she uses the sacrament to restore his sense of pain. Then she nails his eyelids open so he's forced to watch. She strips him naked and flays him, exposing his innards. One by one, she cuts out his organs with her black keys. The pain that assails him is enough to make him wish for death. After removing all of his organs, she saws off his ears and nose. Upon seeing his own mutilated body, "Kill me" is all I can think to say. For her final act, she cracks open his skull and fills it with holy water. To a vampire, holy water may as well be sulfuric acid. The brain shouldn't be able to feel pain, but the blessed liquid envelops her prey in an agony so complete that it transcends the senses, driving him mad. "Kill me, kill me, kill me," he says over and over again, a record player on repeat. Well, are you gonna kill him? The sister lets out a sigh that sounds out of place in this hell. She lifts her halberd with a grunt and destroys the endlessly looping phonograph.
失敗失敗。あんまりにも面白いこと言われたから趣味に走っちゃった。
You're fucked
安
up!
心してみんな。今ので満足しちゃったし、あなたたちは適当で済ませるから。手抜き作業でごめんなさいね。
Oh yeah, after being witness to that, I would feel pretty lucky if I just had my head crushed right quick, and that was it. You know, I would feel pretty lucky in that sense. The nun flashes the group a sweet smile. It's the final straw. They go into a frenzy, shrieking as they pound against the walls, even as the bounded field melts away their hands and feet. They're begging for freedom from the depths of their beings.
やだやだやだやだ。お願い、殺さないで、殺さないで、殺さないでください。神様。
お願いします。何でもします。何でもしますか。
She's not gonna spare you. I'm sorry.
帰る。今度こそちゃんとお家に帰るから。助けてよお母さん。お母さん。お母さん。お母さん。待ってよ。私はまだ誰も食べてない。昨日こいつらに襲われてまだ吸血鬼にもなってないのに。
Yeah, it's already too late for you. You could have heard her out. You know, maybe. One left. Oh no. Oh no. I think I know where this is going. Oh god. Please tell me it's not what I think it is. Perhaps tired from her efforts, the woman takes a moment to catch her breath. The sole survivor asks a question of the resting nun. Okay. I thought it was gonna be Yumizuka. Straight up, that's what I thought. What? Okay. That, bro, if they had dropped that on us and made the last one here Yumizuka, holy shit, that would have been insane. But no, it's a dude.
はい。
俺たちはただの雑兵だ。放っておいても、あと数日で餓死していた底辺の怪物だった。あんたみたいな掃除屋がわざわざ手を出す必要のないクズだ。なのにどうしてこんな。助けてやるなんて希望を持たせて殺しやがった。
Can't take any chances, I guess.
一人一人丁寧に散々怖がらせてさ、対向車ってのはもっと効率的で小物だけを狙うんじゃなかったのか。それでもお前は人間かよ。
The nun's eyes go wide at the vermin's unexpected rebuke. She is truly surprised, not by the fact that her prey is showing such incredible humanity.
あのね、弱い者が弱い者を襲うのは当たり前のことじゃないの。
Yeah, unfortunately for you, she can't handle the big fries. So, unlucky for you, you're exactly her type. But by the fact that it's asking her about something so obvious to any human.
自分より強い相手なんかと戦うわけがないでしょ。
That's a good point.
私は弱いから自分より弱いやつにしか手を出さない。これ人間社会じゃなくて生き物の一般常識よ。
じゃあお前が俺たちを集めたのは吸血鬼だからじゃなく。
Yeah.
そう都合よくストレスをぶつけられる相手が欲しかっただけよ。
And it'd probably look bad on her if she
It'd
probably look bad on her if she attacked humans.
ああ、最悪。あなたたちって脳まで腐ってるのね。もしかしてクリームでも詰まってる？詰まってたのよね。そんな甘ったるい考えだから神様は助けてくれなかったのよ。
Noel, you are one crazy bitch. She delivers her final blow. The halberd slices through her prey's neck in one fell stroke, ending its life without suffering. He probably had some mental suffering for a minute there. Right before, she struck. After cleaning the room of all trace of the 14 corpses she had scattered across it, the nun goes outside. The excitement that coursed through her only moments ago has evaporated. She wears a dejected look on her face as she throws down her blood-stained halberd. With dead eyes, she lets out the air in her lungs. It's such a depressing sigh that it sounds like her soul leaving her body.
雑魚どもをまとめて処理か。
Yeah.
さすが下っ端。ドブさらいだけは慣れてるじゃねえか。
What, you thought he didn't have tabs on you? Hearing a voice behind her, the nun frantically arms herself. She's adept at picking off enemies weaker than her, but woefully inadequate when it comes to anything of equal or greater power. Her tendency is to handicap herself by imagining the worst-case scenario, a habit that prevents her from deploying her true strength. Even now, thoughts of the worst are already beginning to form in her mind. Though she has yet to see who the voice belongs to, the very thought of an unknown third party approaching is enough to chip away at her sanity.
ああ、あんだけの殺しをやっておいて何ぶるってやがる。落ち着けよメス豚。てめえにとっちゃ神に等しい上司様だっつんだ。
マリオ、司祭代行。
Mario! Relieved, the nun relaxes her shoulders and lowers her halberd. But the knot of tension in her chest remains. She understands the danger that she is still in.
これは正当な討伐です。ロアをいぶり出すにはまず血液を集める兵隊を
Ro is dead.
根絶する必要が。
Uh-huh.
知ってるよ。いちいち弁明すんな。
Well,
初めっから見てたからな。スコアを報
Actually,
告
does
しなくてもいい。だがまあ、ちょいとやりすぎだな。
yeah, what you did to that one guy is kind of fucked up.
使徒どもに懺悔の機会なんぞを与えやがったのは見なかったことにする。代行者の殺し方はそれぞれだからな。問題は死体の数だ。中にはまだなりきれてない犠牲者もいたように見えたがね。
Yeah, can one who hadn't fed yet be saved? I know that's implied with Yumizuka in the original, right? Or maybe? I don't remember actually. Maybe not.
いいえ、あれは吸血鬼より始末が悪いものです。
Uh-huh.
あの少女は人間であるにもかかわらず、自分から奴らに協力して犠牲者を増やしていましたから。
How do you know
当
that
然の
though?
末路です。
はあ、チキンなてめえにしちゃ
Well, I
冷
guess the
徹な
fact
判
that she
断
was
だ。
there with them trying to
吸血
escape.
鬼に関わった
Yeah.
人間は
Yeah.
皆殺しってわけか。そいつは頼もしい。
何のご用でしょうか、司祭代行。定期連絡はしていますし、私の単独行動は許可されているのではないのですか？
Yeah.
ああ、奇跡会と埋葬機関は別管轄だ。てめえがシエルの相棒である以上、俺たちは対等だった。
だったとはどういうことでしょうか？
Yeah, no, she is trying to get you out of the way.
代行者シエルはてめえとのコンビを解くとよ。できうる限り早くてめえを引き取れなんて言ってきやがった。なんで近いうちにてめえは俺の預かりだが、スコアも悪い。 精神も不安定な不良物件を使うほど間抜けじゃねえ。この一件が終わり次第、てめえは修道院送りだ。今のうちに身辺整理をしておけよ。
Okay, I'm actually interested in with this whole convent thing and honestly about Noel's backstory. Are the executor, like at least female executors anyway, picked out of like regular nuns, and they look for those who have like potential, I guess? Like, how does that work? The convent. Oh, it's gonna explain it to me. Okay. An institution for the faithful who have chosen to lead a communal life under the teachings of the church, away from the secular world. Just as the Holy See is the smallest country in the world, each convent operates as its own isolated little world. Once a nun takes her vows, she pledges to live out her life at the convent and becomes a member of the community. Separated from the outside world by a single wall, she lives as a child of the Father, abiding by the teachings of frugality, chastity, and obedience. Noel ain't chaste! It's a fine existence for those who seek it. However, for those who do not, being forced to live in the closed-off world of the convent is akin to torture. There is a reason that Noel could not become anything but an executor. So it is as an executor that she would be re-educated if she were sent back to the convent. The brutal training she survived when she was younger is something she doesn't believe she can go through again. But worse than anything, being sent there would mean undergoing a full-body examination. Yeah, that'd be a problem because you're, For executors, chastity is not determined by one's virginity, but the purity of their human body. So right now, that examination is something she has to avoid at all costs. Okay, what exactly does that mean, the purity of their human body? What exactly?
待ってください。私は常に最善を尽くしています。対向車として何の問題もありません。さももなく修道院送りなんて、そんな横暴は許されないはずです。
ああ、てめえみたいな凡人の最善なんて知らねえよ。いいか、ここは通勤時間のある事務職じゃねえ。殺し合いの最前線だ。無能なやつも無能じゃないだけの凡人も等しく足手まといなんだよ。有能なやつにしか居場所のない世界だっていい加減諦めとけ。夢見るねんねじゃあるまいし、今年で何歳だよてめえは。
26. Because she's currently 25, so 26. She quells the defiance that flares up inside her. A hatred far greater than that she felt during her cleanup earlier reared its head, but she pushed it back down with all her might. This boy is weaker than she is. He's just some 12-year-old kid. She could turn him into mincemeat with a swing of her halberd. Okay, it said she couldn't bring out her full strength because of her, like, fear, right? Without that shackle, how strong is Noel? I wonder. However, he has far too many connections, far too much power for her to defy him. If she ever wants to be better than mediocre, she has no choice but to curry his favor.
ですが、代行者シエルだけには任せておけません。
彼
女の行動は不審極まります。ロア探索の手を止めているばかりか、私を切り捨てて一人になることに危ういものを感じます。司祭代行も彼女の経歴はご存知でしょ。彼女はキャンズです。なら今拘束すべきは私ではなく。
She's what? Okay, so when I looked that up, it automatically thinks I'm typing in French, and it translates to 15. Oh, duh, right. Holy fuck, I'm stupid. Duh, she's the 15th reincarnation. Yeah, because including his original body, he's at 17. But I think, technically he's on his 16th reincarnation, but he's on 17 bodies total, including his original. Yeah, it threw me off for a second because I was like, what could that be referring to? Because in my head, she would have been a 16th. But I guess when you think about it in terms of the reincarnations and not actual lives, because if you're talking only the reincarnations, yeah, she would be 15, not 16. But 16 if you're including his original, but that's, yeah, but so yeah, that makes sense.
いいんだよ、あの女はあれで。単独で動こうが、上の意向に逆らおうが関係ねえ。何があろうと、あいつはロアを殺す。
Yeah.
そういう風にしか動けない女。
Yeah, she got some major beef. In a rare moment, he drops his usual foul attitude and speaks maturely. The boy's voice rings faintly with resignation.
いいからてめえは荷物をまとめて待機してやがれ。2日もあれば辞令が届くからな。くだらねえ手間を増やさせるんじゃねえぞ。三下は何も考えず黙ってギーギー回ってればいいんだよ。
I don't think it's gonna be that easy to get rid of her. Like, maybe this is just them explaining why she's not gonna appear anymore, but I feel like she's not gonna go this easily. With one last tirade, the boy leaves the back alley. Only the blood-splattered nun remains. After making sure that the boy has indeed left, she picks up her weapon and swings it into a discarded steel beam with all her might.
何よあのガキ。何なのよ言いたい放題。子供のくせに大人を舐めるんじゃないっての。
He might respect you if you talked back. Maybe. The clanging of metal does not come just once. She swings a total of 8 times, hurling curses not meant for human ears. The steel beam is completely crushed, now just a pitiful wreck, a sculpture perfectly portraying rage. You good? The woman lets go of the halberd, her shoulders heaving. She has overexerted herself, lacking the physical strength to lift her weapon on her own. She typically casts a sacrament each time she swings it to reduce its weight. But this time she swung away with nothing but raw fury. Oh, yeah, she is pretty strong, huh? She laughs tryly at this desperate, self-destructive act that may very well have snapped the muscles in her arms.
バカね。何やってるのよ私。あの怪物じゃあるまいし、こんなでっかい自分の力だけで振り回せるはずないのに。
I mean, you did. Even if it did, tear your muscles. Still, her anger does not subside. The situation has changed. She knows she needs to stay calm and devise a countermove, but her heart refuses to cooperate. Then at this of all times, because it is time. A nightmarish spasm runs through her body. Oh, I just realized what it meant by human why it italicized human. Because when Vlov bit her, wasn't she supposed to get inspected? Oh, no. I don't like where this is going. Are we gonna have to deal with dead Apostle Noel? I feel like that's what this is leading to. She crumples as her insides assail her. She kneels on the ground, digging her fingers into the dirt as she clings on to her current self. Nausea comes over her, accompanied by a terrifying chill that freezes her to the bone. Though she has never experienced it herself, she imagines this is what morning sickness must feel like, but the imaginary child in her womb is surely not human.
さないと早く吸血鬼を殺さないと私がダメになる前にロアを探し出して殺さないといけないのに
What would killing Roa do for you though? Because it's Vlov who...
あと2日あと2日しかないの
What?
でも
A weak voice inside her posits that she might not even have that much time. Her back feels like it's about to split open. She puts a dirt-covered hand to her mouth to hold down whatever it is that threatens to burst out of her stomach.
大丈夫神様は見てくれてる私はいい子にしてたものきっと助けてもらえる
I really...
私は何も悪いことなんかしてないだから
I really don't like this. I'll kill some more vampires tonight. I'll kill even more vampires tomorrow. That way I'll be saved. I'll find salvation. I'll find the revenge I've been chasing for 13 years.
そうよノエル私は代行者になったこのために強くなったあんなガキにもあんな女にも思い通りになんかさせるもんか
Okay. I'm even more interested in her backstory now. And also what the hell is happening to her. Because this isn't... There's no way this is just her turning into a vampire, right? Like, the way she described it about something being in her womb, and something about it, like, trying to split out, open her back, and, like, come out of her stomach. Like, it's something else. It's not just her turning into a vampire, right? It's definitely something else. Still shivering from the cold, she forces herself back onto her feet. The nun picks up her halberd with brute strength and leaves the makeshift execution site, a twisted smile plastered on her face. I kind of feel bad for her. Not gonna lie. Something is clearly not right there. Oh, and now we're back to Shiki. It's 12 a.m. I slink back to my room in the middle of the night while everyone is sleeping. Sneaking out and back in is starting to feel more familiar. I change into my pajamas and crawl into bed. Immediately, drowsiness takes me. My brain must be tired after how much I've used my mystic eyes, even though I don't feel that bad physically. I take off my glasses, set them next to my pillow, and close my eyes.
あれ
What?
何か考え事があった気がするんだけど。
Yeah, we have that issue to deal with. I give in to sleep. An unpleasant floating sensation washes over me, but I manage to clamp down on it as I fall asleep and release my grip on consciousness. Oh boy. Oh.
なんだけど。はあ、もう、どうなってるんだ。
I tear off my covers and get out of bed. The leftover energy in my body is keeping me awake, while my mind is desperate for a respite, a slow feeling of torture. There's nothing to do but go over to the sunroom. Hisui and Gohaku would notice if I turned on the lights in my room, but the light from the sunroom can only be seen from outside. I'll just grab another book tonight and look at the words until I get sleepy. Oh, are we gonna see CL's memories? Oh boy. Okay, I have to stop here. But when I'm gonna make, when I record this, I'm gonna make it all part of the, well, I might cut off the first, I don't know, we'll see how I do this, but yeah, this will definitely be part of some of the prior, what we just did. Yeah, for now I have to go. But yeah, for you guys, it'll just be a quick jump cut. For me, it'll probably be in a day or two. But, yeah, I'll see y'all in a minute. Okay, we are back. Oh, let me fix that. We are back. And, it would seem we're getting CL's background, because this is obviously a French street, like, let's be real here, that's France, if I've ever seen it. Plus the time frame, you know, works out. 1989 AD. I was born into this world, the child of a shopkeeper in the French countryside, yeah. With the East Asian features I inherited from my mother, I grew up feeling like a foreigner in my own town. Yeah, I've heard that's common for people of mixed heritage. I can't relate, obviously, but I have heard it's not the most fun experience in the world. And even so, the townspeople are amiable folk. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. I've heard people feel not as welcomed a lot of the time, but it's good that she did. To repay their kindness, I did my best to live my life positively and honestly. I helped my father, went to school, dreamed about the future. As many children do, I struggled with puberty, which came early for me. But I never doubted that I was fortunate. I knew I was privileged with a rather charmed life. But time passed by so quickly, and suddenly my 12th birthday was upon me. I see. So in the remake it happened when she was 12. I feel like in the original... Didn't she say it happened when she was 15? I thought she was 15 in the original when she... Like, still... Because usually it's around adulthood, right? So it was still early for her, but... Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it was 12 in the original. I don't know. Abruptly, a change came over me. Sometimes, when playing with my friends... Okay. So she didn't fully turn yet. She was just like getting the Roa, like the vampire instincts, I guess. I would have this sudden desire to snap their slender necks. That's horrifying. Sometimes when I saw a beggar at the side of the road, I might imagine stabbing their malnourished stomach for the fun of it. Oh! The impulses came without warning and followed no pattern. I would unexpectedly find my head filled with violent thoughts. But just as I was about to act on them, I would remember my own name and run away with my face in my hands, holding back the scream in my throat and the tears in my eyes. I was healthy of body, sound of mind, and held no hatred for anyone. The sound of mind part's questionable. Yet whenever I was faced with something within my power to destroy, I felt compelled to try. And I would find my face contorted with joy at the idea. That's great. I became afraid of going outside. Afraid of people. Afraid of myself. I was terrified of the joy that swelled within me with every passing day. But I could tell no one about it. So I grew more reclusive day by day until I stopped leaving my room altogether. I kept my composure to the very end. Had I developed a split personality? Was I possessed by someone else's spirit? Sort of. I wouldn't say it's not quite the same. Well, I mean, you're housing their soul. So I guess it... a similar premise as being possessed by a spirit, I guess. I never once entertained such unscientific notions. In the end, my conclusion was these were the same fleeting, invasive thoughts that everyone shared. Yeah, sure. I might complain when my father came to wake me after I'd stayed up late the night before. I might get upset after being splashed with water by a passing car while I walked down the main street after heavy rainfall. These impulses were no different, small internal rebellions that momentarily took me over. But, well, perhaps other people could control them. I was never someone who could go against their own heart. I knew it was only a matter of time before I ended up doing something that I couldn't take back. All I could do was lock myself up in my room. I was dead set on living out my days, doing nothing and meeting no one. That way I wouldn't have the chance to get angry about anything or build resentment for anyone. So I thought, I should have feared myself less, trusted God more, and turned to a priest for advice. Hiding away in the prison I'd made of my room wore away at my soul until eventually I reached a breaking point. Yeah. The first to go were the mom and pops, huh? That day, with myself fully transformed into someone else, an innocuous thought came to mind. That I was thirsty. You know, actually, I was actually curious about this. Do we know how many... Because I assume Roa preferred reincarnating into a dude, right? Like, was CL the only female host? Or had he had other... Because, like, with CL, right, she wasn't, like, rich or anything, like his usual criteria, because he was, like, in a rush, essentially. Like, he knew Arkwood was on his ass, so he had to pick someone quick. So he just found someone with, like, high... Or found a lineage that would have, like, had high mana reserves. Or high mana pool. So, I wonder if... the host being a woman was also a matter of him being rushed, or if he'd had female hosts before. I don't know. Just random curiosity. Slowly, I dragged my weakened body out of my room. My parents, who were relaxing in the living room, came rushing to me as I emerged for the first time in a month. Yeah, my father greeted me, concern in his voice. My mother smiled, tears welling in her eyes, and I killed them both. Yeah. It was all too easy. My body was still weak, still thirsty, but I had the strength to bite down on my parents' throats and drink and drink. After draining them both of blood and life, I stood up. Yeah, I want to say I asked that very same question in the original. When I was playing the original, I feel like I asked that same question. But I'm not sure.
素晴らしい。この肉体は過去最高の才能だ。
An unfamiliar voice spoke with my tongue. The thing that was once me painted its mouth red and wrapped its own body in an embrace. What providence was this? Typically, the vessels I reincarnate into are all chosen in advance. First, they must possess authority in the land of their birth. Second, their family must possess some unique talent. The first condition is the more important, the second merely supplementary. My primary task is to find a family line fulfilling the first condition and set it as the destination of my next reincarnation. However, in my previous life, the princess killed me before I could make my decision. Instead, I was forced to abridge the process and rely on astrology to guide me. Oh. So it wasn't even... Huh. Which is how I ended up with this body, belonging to the child of a middle-class family with a low social standing. I knew it would be challenging to take control of the town under these circumstances. Building influence in the few years I had before the princess found me was next to impossible. But I did not despair. If anything, I felt euphoric, as if my body was brimming with light. When weighing lineage against talent, I had always chosen the former. As a consequence, my hosts had never physically excelled. But this time was different. This body possessed magic circuits in such abundance and quality that they could generate more magical energy than 100 mages. Even the most talented mages would be considered defective compared to this. I could only laugh at the miscalculations of my past generations. All this time, my conditions were backwards. Authority and influence can be acquired with time. However, a truly outstanding body is a gift one must be born with, by the grace of the Lord. It's still crazy to think that Roa, despite becoming a heretic essentially, still considered things like the grace of God and whatnot. It's fascinating outlook, I guess. It was not until my reincarnation that I finally realized this truth. After I awoke, I set about transforming the town into a necropolis, as quietly and inevitably as water seeps through dry soil. I abandoned the disorderly methods I had previously employed. This time I proceeded gently, taking care not to spill too much blood at once. I was careful and methodical. Within a single night, the town was mine. From there, I painstakingly, lovingly built my castle from the ground up. I would not let a single human escape, but nor would I let them die unnecessarily. First, I neatly frosted the cake with despair, then little by little, sneering all the while, decorated it with jam and jelly and meat in resplendent fashion. It wasn't the most efficient process, but there was nothing that could be done about that. Yeah, I guess not. My reincarnated consciousness cannot exist on its own. I, myself, am nothing more than knowledge and drive. My personality is reconstructed for each new generation, based on the character and values of my host. Though I have control over my vessel, its thought processes and norms do not change entirely. In other words, my body belongs to my reincarnated self, but my original self remains. It retains its consciousness and memories, but it slumbers amidst the nightmare of its own creation, from which it cannot wake. Which is why I remember. I remember the feeling of biting into my parents' throats. I remember the days I spent tormenting the souls of the townspeople who once smiled at me, slowly melting them down one by one. All in all, it took only a week? In a week, I held the lives of everyone in this town in the palm of my hand, mine to play with for my own amusement. I wished to lose all reason, go insane and yield everything to my impulses. But if I did, I knew that I would only commit even worse atrocities. I had to hold on. If I maintained my sanity, at least I could limit the harm I could do. How'd that work out? Did it help? Destruction is close at hand now. Not of this town, but of something much greater. I find myself rejoicing that my magnum opus is coming to fruition. For this reason, I have chased eternity. For this reason, I have collected the blood of so many. For this reason, others like myself, masters of far greater necropolies, have converged in this town. Before long, my consciousness will flicker out. Tonight, a world would end, but I would fade away before I could see it, cursed to the last. If this nightmare had one saving grace, it would be that its end came quickly. The pale woman arrived with the crimson moon. I don't know who she is, and yet I do. The sixth ritual begins. With this body, I believed it possible that I would finally have that woman in white, and then she destroyed you. And then the profane ceremony was brought to a halt. The white vampire princess and I did battle, ending in my demise. With my next reincarnation already prepared, I transmigrated, leaving only my corpse behind. The woman departed, and my body was brought to the Holy See. It was? Hang on. The Holy See is what I'm... Wait a minute, hang on. Yeah, the Holy See is the Vatican. Or in the Vatican, anyway. So... Wait, what? Did I lose the timeline somewhere? Like, what did... Okay, well, she had... Okay, that was awkward with the long hair, right? So maybe that... Okay, so one of his reincarnations popped up at the Holy See, I guess? But... I'm so confused at what happened there at the end. Like, did I miss something? Because it went from him talking about CL to then what I assumed was him talking about Shiki. You know, the actual Tonoshiki, not Nanaya Tonoshiki. But he talked about being like reincarnated to the Holy See. With... Okay, I must have missed something somewhere in there. Like, what is he talking about? Oh! Arc NCL. That surely doesn't mean what I think it means, right? Well, that's a concern for another day. Because yeah, this part is going to get tacked on to the previous like hour, so I'm gonna stop there for now. And yeah, next episode, we'll start day 9, which should be interesting given the title of it. Oh boy. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.